Wednesday. This will link to StreamYard and we'll be all set and ready to go. Hey, it is 10:10 on Wednesday morning. Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Wednesday morning caffeine is on a device somewhere near you. And if it's not on a device somewhere near you, then you need to go to the Dave Globin profile on Facebook or the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And you can watch on both of them, and you can be on the live chat. Things will be slow in the studio with me reading comments as the broadcast goes. Again, today, because the Android tablet, which was having problems showing me the live chat, and we did a bunch of work on yesterday, decided today it's not going to show me the live chat comments. So I have to use my phone. Okay, there's somebody's volume is coming through. Somebody's volume is coming through. Okay, wait a minute. It's me. It's me. That's me. All right, let's see if we can bring. Okay, now William is here, and again, it is not letting me connect William to the.
William.
It is not letting me connect you to the screen, William. I don't know what the issue is.
Hey, Dave, let's try something. Let me back out and see if you can bring him in.
Okay. You can try that. I don't think it's going to work. And I have a reason why I don't think it's going to work. We tried to send Ray a link through StreamYard onto Messenger, and the link wouldn't go through. So I put the link onto Messenger, and it does not appear to be letting him. Ray, try taking the link and typing it in directly. Go to StreamYard. Well, actually, yeah, put the link in the browser, in your browser, and see if it brings you here directly without trying it. But for some strange reason, it is not letting me bring you on. Anyway, it's Wednesday morning caffeine, and there you see. Why sometimes it is just the way it is. It is not letting me bring Ray on. It doesn't even show that Randy may have left. Are you still here, Randy? All right, we're having technology issues. Hey, folks, I'm sorry. We're just going to shut it down. It's not, by the time it takes me to reset it up and try it again, and the technology issues will be the same. I am very sorry. We'll just shut it down. It's Wednesday evening. We'll be on, it's Wednesday morning. We'll be on Thursday night, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock if we can get it going. I appreciate everybody who tried to tune in, if anyone did. It's just getting to be a little much with this happening every day. And unfortunately, I'm not in a position to replace the Chromebook at this time. If it is, in fact, the Chromebook, it is the issue. And rather than this keep happening every day, we may stop temporarily until I figure out, wait a minute. Nope. We almost had it showing. William, are you here? No, you were here. William, are you here? No. And it's not letting me add William. And Randy did leave to try to see it. I don't believe it's anything other than the Chromebook is just deciding it's going to be whatever. Every time we try to do it. It's trying to buffer Ray in right now. I don't know if it will, and so maybe it's only going to be able to handle one person, me, and I won't be able to have guests until we replace the Chromebook. Anyway, I was going to mention some things yesterday because you couldn't see them on the screen yesterday. This is the red, white, and blue loaf cat that I talked about. My daughter-in-law, Angela, makes them. Really beautiful red, white, and blue. Multicolored. She can make them in any color that you want. I'll take a picture of it and put it up on my David Globin profile today. It's $22 to make it, plus whatever the shipping is. So $22 plus shipping. You can pay through Square. I think you might be able to pay through Apple Pay. I can't confirm that. You can pay through Venmo as well. So I will take pictures of that and get it put up. Also, show some stuff that my wife Donna, who has the Family Treasures Facebook page. Make sure you go there. You'll see the chicken, the multicolored chicken in the profile picture. Take a look at the things they have. I do not make any money, commissions, whatever you want to call it, off of what Willow's Craft Corner and Family Treasures sells. I'm not interested in making any money. As I said yesterday, I'm not interested in monetizing the broadcasts at any time, even though at the earliest it may be October before I can replace the Chromebook. Maybe what we'll have to do is do this as a one-person broadcast when StreamYard is not being finicky. Ray, are you here?
It looks like that's what I had to do.
Well, let's enjoy you being here, and it's nothing on your end. I talked to people.
Go ahead and catch back up with Randy real quick because he was telling me to come on to his. So tell him I made it in. And tell him to come back.
All right. Well, let's see if it lets Randy come back in. We'll try.
You're not live yet, are you?
No, we're live right now. Yep.
You're live right now.
But I don't have any problem. We'll try to see. We'll send Randy and tell Randy to try to come back, and we'll see if Randy can come back. It's just Wednesday's live technology problem included free in the price of admission. I really wanted to have the three of us together. If we can't, I haven't had you on in a while, and we can do it. But I left Randy a Facebook message to try to come back if he can. But what is happening with you? I see you on the road in different places. Yep. William has silenced his mic. So I do not know.
Yo, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. We'll try to do this the best we can, and if we can't, then we will shut it down. But what's happening with you? I see you in different places all over. I see that you celebrated an anniversary recently. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah. 34 years, sir.
34 years. And there are... Whoop. All right, and we just lost Ray. So, unfortunately, what I'm going to do, like I said, is we're just going to shut it down for today. We tried it. It didn't work. I can't figure it out. Some days it works. Some days it doesn't. Please stay vigilant. Please try to continue.
I wonder if that was me on my end.
Oh, all right. Well, you're back. Then we'll try and continue. But rather than dwelling on the technological issues, what is going on with you? What is going on in your neck of the woods?
Just trying to stay out of trouble, trying to stay happy, and I guess the new word is joy. Just trying to stay joy. As Kamala Harris or Kamala. Is it Kamala or Kamala?
I heard it was Kamala, something like Pamela.
Yeah, Kamala.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Trying to stay joy. That's about it, brother.
Yeah. Let me see. All right, we'll put my headphones going.
Trying to have a good day. Just waking up. Appreciate the invite on my first cup of coffee. Good morning, Patriot Nation. It's a pleasure to be back here with my brother Dave Glavin, Boogie with the Bull broadcast.
So join us in the live. Go ahead.
Been going to a couple of Trump rallies here and there.
Yeah.
When I can make it. What else?
People still committed more than ever.
Oh yeah, people. If not more. More.
Are Are New York Democrats crossing over in
Yes,
big numbers still?
Yeah, New York Democrats are crossing over by the droves. It's good to see. Not just New York, Chicago, um, California. Um, a lot of the inner cities are waking up to what's going on and not too happy with what they see. So that's a good thing. That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it is. It is a good thing. Trying to get my brain to de-swell and follow back in.
Sorry, I missed the show last night. Looked like
It,
it was
it
supposed to be
no,
like 20.
it's the technology. It's being pushed by the grace of God. It's still coming on and doing what it can as best as it can, and I'm not sure what the decision will be. Either keep doing it until it blows up and it can't do it, and it blows up live, and then we have to sit and wait and regroup, or try to figure out another way.
What
We
seems to be the
lost.
problem?
It's old. It's not supported any longer. Uh, I think it's just having a problem. You running an application as big as StreamYard, I think, is just drawing too many resources that it doesn't have.
Well, we gotta try to get you a laptop. We really do.
We do. I would appreciate it, but I'm not holding anybody. I'm not holding anybody to that. Always was the one that didn't want to have to reach out in times like that.
Can you get old laptops cleaned up and
Yeah,
everything?
I can get used lap. Oh yeah, there's plenty of used laptops around that have been reconditioned that are in the affordable prices. I just haven't gotten around to go look at any of them that are around. The Chromebook version 2, which is still supported, the silver one that I had for a while, they're about $40 plus shipping. If you haven't shipped from a place, they're about $40 plus shipping. So they're affordable. I just haven't been able to get out and look at where they have them. There's also always the person locally on Messenger in Orange Park that has a bunch of them that they bought cheap, and they're usually looking to get rid of cheap. That are you just have to have the time to sit down and try one out and make sure that you're not getting ripped off,
Right.
and all of that stuff. And life is life, and you can't always do that. We did hold an exorcism last night on the Chromebook, but it didn't seem to work. But anyway, people don't want to hear about that. They want to hear about how it's going. Whoop, we lost Ray. Let's see if Ray pops back in. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
trying really hard.
It's got to be the Chromebook or the connection, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We got to deal with what we got to deal with.
It is the Chromebook, but you're back. But you know what? Maybe the analogy is to show people that the Chromebook's functioning like the United States of America right now. It's tired. It's not supported. America is tired. They're not supported in the way they need to be supported anymore. And, we come on 4 or 5 times a week with Boogie Broadcast. I bring in whoever I can, like Ray. And we talk about how we think it can be changed. The return of Donald Trump. I'm really tired of hearing Kamala Harris say in speeches that on my first day I'm going to do this, this, and this. As Jen Woodruff brought up last night, it's been over 1,200 of her first days in the 3 years that she's been vice president, and she hasn't done any of that. You know, she's not going to help build the southern border and secure America because it goes against what the Democrats want. They want an open border so that people can come in anytime they want. They still support defunding your police, your sheriffs, your fire, your EMS, and all of that. And hey, I would like to see America get back to a time when my 12-year-old grandson could be out on the street and say, he can't figure out how to get home, or he just needs to call somebody because his phone is dead, and not worry about a police officer putting him in cuffs and holding him to make sure he's okay before they help him and this, that, and the other thing. I mean, we're human beings, and it's just a God-given natural whatever to want to reach out and help everybody. And it's nice on Florida TV to see that this one is endorsed by President Trump and that one is endorsed by President Trump. And that may help get some of these people elected. But the reality is that your ballot needs to be endorsed in their name to get them elected, because they're the one you want to be there representing you in Washington, D.C. It's great that President Trump endorses them. It's great that Governor Ron DeSantis endorses them, or in California, Governor Gavin Newsom endorses them, or, it doesn't really matter. Pick another Republican governor, Greg Abbott down in Texas. It's not so much about what they think, it's what you think. It's getting our states in order, because if we stop paying taxes to the federal government for a lot of the programs we think the federal government is paying for that we need, the states are going to have to pick them up. And it's not paying taxes to pay taxes. If a state like Florida doesn't have an income tax, they obviously don't need it. The rest of our taxes may be high. Our gas tax, our sales tax, may be higher than it is in other states, and we may pay taxes on something in Florida that you don't pay in another state. But for the privilege of not paying tax on your income, that's how it goes. And if you're paying too much in taxes in your state, just like if you're paying too much taxes in the federal government, it's time to rebel, but rebel peacefully and say, hey, we don't think we should be paying taxes on this or that anymore. And the federal government and even the state government, they're not listening to what I'm telling you. And I'm not telling you to make you want to go out and do it just because I told you to do something. I'm telling you something so hopefully you will decide that you want to do it. You might agree with me. You might agree with Michael Anthony. You might agree with Randy Rhodes. You might agree with William Rayfield. You'll always agree pretty much with Jen Woodruff and others that have come on the broadcast. But, people have reined in some pretty heavy comments that they don't want a Boogie with the Bull broadcast to be anyone just cracking open a news website and looking for things to read. I know they do that on other broadcasts, but the way I had always figured Boogie was that I would bring 3 to 5 headlines to the broadcast. I might write some commentary, so I have commentary to engage a conversation, but it's really not worth me reading to you what Newsmax wrote or what WeatherMax wrote or Take It to the Max wrote. You can always go there and read it. To me, it's more that people are in the live chat and they're commenting. it's, and we're having a robust conversation between those of us on camera and those of you in the live chat. And if you're watching and there's no one in the live chat, Michael Anthony he's watching. He's not in the live chat. He's watching the broadcast from my profile. If there's no one in the live chat, ask me to send you the link. And if the Chromebook is cooperating, we'll give you the link and bring you on. I don't care if you've ever done a broadcast before or not. The phone will go to voicemail in a minute. Donna stepped out of the room, so bear with me on that. But I'm here to, like I said, have a robust conversation with people that want to watch in the live chat and be a part of the robust conversation. And if there's no one in the live chat and you want to come on and do it on the broadcast with me, then come on the broadcast and do it with me. And also, it could just be that we're doing them at Monday and Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that may not be a good time for a lot of people to watch us. We do get the bulk of our live views and podcast views from Tuesday night and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and maybe the decision is that we scale back, and if I want to do a 10 a.m. Morning caffeine, that I go ahead and do it, but we don't necessarily plan one every Monday and every Wednesday. We are not, in any stretch of the imagination, taking Red Friday morning caffeine away from anybody. Okay? Because I hear things like that every once in a while when I talk about reducing broadcasts. We are not taking Red Friday morning caffeine away from anybody on Facebook and even on Boogie YouTube right now that might watch it, or the few other places that we posted. We try to get it on Streetlock. We were trying to get it on Wimkin. There's a whole bunch of other places that we can do it. Matter of fact, the best way to get people to watch this broadcast is to get rid of the Chromebooks, get rid of the laptops, go to a desktop, and get up like J.J. McCartney used to do every morning for the J.J. McCartney show, and set up the StreamYard studio. Then he took the link to the YouTube channel that he had, and he went and he posted it in like 500, 600 groups on Facebook. I mean, he actually did it. He told me it took him about 5 or 6 hours a day, every day, but it didn't matter. He got up and he did it, and he had the views, and he had the people that wanted to watch him, and he had the people that wanted to be on the broadcast. And, it's not a hard thing to do. It's kind of hard to do a broadcast when you know that there are a bunch of people watching you on your profile, but they're not in the live chat. And I'm doing the Ramble Fest and Tangentry, which I'm convinced that nobody wants to see me watch. But hey, people, this is America. The Chromebook is just like America right now. It's tired. It's not broken. It's just tired. It's outdated. It's not sure that it's up to being the great device that it was anymore, and the broadcast tool that I have relied on it for a long time. And we need help. We need changes. And it's not about Republicans. It's not about Democrats. It might be on the presidential level, because President Trump brings a completely different thought train to the Oval Office than Kamala Harris does as a Democrat, and even as the first woman who might be elected president. And even if President Trump does come back, I just think, not for retribution or getting back at anybody, the whole Democrat National Committee needs to be fully investigated on their handling of Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. in his days as president, in his final days as the presumptive Democrat nominee, and in the days that he was vice president, in the days that he was a senator, and no more Mr. Nice Guy, Special Prosecutor Robert Hur reports to come back and say, yeah, you know what? He's a nice guy who meant well, but wasn't really aware of what he was doing and the implications that it had. Because if I was a senator or a representative and he was testifying before me, I would ask for medical proof from a qualified neurologist who can say, because I'm going to ask him, when is the first medically proven whatever diagnosis that proves that you had some sort of mental illness that would interfere with you doing the job? And if it was when he was a senator, then he should have resigned. If it was when he was a vice president, he should have resigned. If it was while he was president, he should never run for president. You know, the competency test or cognitive abilities test, whatever you want to call it, to declare whether or not a male or female can run for president of the United States should not be at the request of the male or female running. It should be a requirement. And it should be done independently from the parties and or the personal doctors of the candidates. It might have to be government doctors doing it, but I don't know how you do that because, you know, again, parties are going to get involved in that. But, you know, and if you don't prove yourself capable, then you shouldn't be doing it. We call it the leader of the free world. We call it the most important job on the planet. Well, you know, it might be, but we have the least standards for anyone who wants to be able to get it. You know, and people on one side are telling me, hey, if you don't like it now, when the Democrats take over on January 25th, you aren't going to like it then. You know, and it's going to be, why didn't we do anything about it? Well, you have until November 5th to do something about it. If you want to block Kamala Harris and Tim Walz from becoming president and vice president of the United States, you got to register and you got to go vote. No more excuses. Oh, I can't, I'm babysitting my grandkids, or I'm, this, or I'm that, setting in line at the soup kitchen. Oh, that may be more important. But, if the Democrats win, rumor is they're going to take the elections away from us. If the Democrats can, rumor is that they will take the elections away from us before November. And we may never get them again. And, you can say, oh, well, we'll impeach that president. That's okay. The Democrat vice president's going to come in and they're going to do the same goddamn thing. So what are you going to do? Impeach them? Impeach Walz vice president? Keep impeaching presidents and vice presidents until you get to the Speaker of the House? The Speaker of the House is a Democrat. He or she is going to do the same goddamn thing. And I love Jen Woodruff, and I would never attack Jen Woodruff in any way other than like I did last night. At least I tried to keep it from sounding like an attack. The Convention of States. Have we been talking about a convention of states for 250 plus years that we've been a country? And we've never done it. If it was that important, whether you're a red state or a blue state, we would have a majority of states that said, yes, it's time we do it. And if you're a Republican state or a Democrat state, you would send your Republican or Democrat House members, Senate members, governors along with you to work on this thing. Obviously, it's not that important because we haven't done it. I mean, I know Jonathan Garcia, when he was running for governor of Georgia, brought it up. If it was that important to people as a means of saving the United States of America, we would get it done. And we would have 2/3 of every state there. And not just if it's 21 we have to have out of 50, we'd have all 50 there. Because they would be able to represent themselves as red states, blue states, representing red state, blue state, American citizens. So, I mean, take thy head out of thy rectum. The 11th commandment, well, actually the 12th commandment, because the 11th commandment was written by President Ronald Reagan, and it was thou shalt not disrespect thy fellow Republican. So, I don't understand why we can't do it. I listen to other broadcasts. I have other broadcasters on here all the time. And it just seems like nobody really knows, except for a few. Nobody really knows what we need to do, how we need to do it, and try to motivate everybody, not just Republicans, not just Democrats, not just those who watch Boogie with the Bull, not just those who watch a Democrat broadcaster. I wish I could find the broadcaster on Facebook, the Democrat broadcaster on Facebook, who is the polar opposite of Boogie with the Bull, and get them on Boogie with the Bull one night. Or even find an independent. Jonathan Bailey Thomas, American Political Party, whatever he calls himself on Facebook. I'd love to have a broadcast that, if I had to, I'd have to have somebody else host it using my StreamYard that would allow us to have me and up to 7 other people, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, American neo-Nazis, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, because that's what you are, on a broadcast, and explain to me why we haven't gotten this convention of states and done it. And if the only reason we're trying to get a convention of states so that we can ram into the Constitution a constitutional amendment of term limits, I'm Dave Glovin, host of Boogie with the Bull, the big guy at the No Budget Broadcasting Company. American. Conservative American, Facebook page owner, group admin, page admin, living a life of dementia and Parkinson's. If I'm seeing it, if we haven't done it by now, it's going to be too late when we do it. There is no reason why a 2/3 majority of every state, all 50 states, can't set term limits for anyone elected in the state and anyone elected representing the state outside of the state. No reason at all, other than they don't want to. Forget about the House passing it as a House thing. Because the people that you're trying to regulate are never going to pass regulations, laws, whatever, that regulate them. Why? Because they're in control of that game right now. And the game is, like everybody says, how does AOC, who made maybe, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 a year if she was lucky, plus if you add in tips that she didn't pay taxes on, maybe another $30,000, say $60,000 a year, is now making $174,000 a year and has a net worth of $8 million. those people are not going to vote in favor of term limits because because they're in it for the money. They're not in it to represent you. They're in it for the money, to represent themselves. Get to the table. Get their wallet on the table. Get as much money as they can from you in their wallet for sitting around and doing absolutely nothing. And because they're sitting around doing absolutely nothing, they should be voted out. And most of us aren't going to do it because we're so happy that this person is doing it, that they've done it for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 70 years. Come on. When do we wake up? When do you wake up? I'm awake. Where I'm at is I'm awake and I'm disgusted because I can't get other people to come on and discuss it with me all the time. And it's not just because the Chromebook decides to act up. I can't get other people to come on and discuss it with me. Allocate an hour and a half every time we do a broadcast. Monday, 10 a.m. for an hour and a half. Wednesday, 10 a.m. for an hour and a half. Tuesday and Thursday night, 7 p.m. for an hour and a half. Last night we did just about 2 hours. And last night we were covering things. We stayed focused, the whole panel, not just me. We stayed focused. And I was hard on Randy. I don't believe I was hard on Jen because I usually am never hard on Jen. Challenged her a few times. But we're awake. We're not like the Democrats. We're not waking up and seeing that this is how it is. We're awake. This is the classic Rhodes Doctrine, as I used to call it. We gave it to them, some of us. The Democrats told us when they were going to do it, how they were going to do it, where they were going to do it, how they were going to do it again, and then just went ahead and did it right in front of our eyes. They did it in 2020, and if you don't think they're ready to do it again in 2024, stuff thy head back up thy rectum, and this time don't pull it out. Because you aren't going to like what you see. And you may not like what you're going to see if Donald Trump comes back, because changes have to be made to bring us back to what hopefully the silent majority that shouldn't be silent anymore wants done. I said last night, I'm freaked out all the time because it sounds like we operate under 3 constitutions or 3 sets of laws: the military, Congress, Washington, D.C., Democrat corporation, dead corporation, defunct corporation, defunded corporation. I could go on and on and on. It's time to forget about all of that. Our forefathers created the greatest country on the face of the earth because they said, we don't want to live this way any longer. We left where we were, got on this boat, spent all this time getting across the ocean, getting sick, dying, being thrown overboard probably when you died, to come here and build the greatest country on the face of the earth. And we still are. It's just we're way down near the bottom of the barrel. And they say that a lot of times you can't get change until you hit the bottom of the barrel and bottom out and then realize the only way is up. Well, we're so close to the bottom of the barrel. Some may say we're already at the bottom of the barrel. Some may say we've already dug a hole through the bottom of the barrel and gotten even lower. If you like what you see, if you like paying $100 a week to gas your car, and you like paying $350 for food every week or 2 weeks or even monthly, and you live alone, this is absolutely disgusting. You used to hear the stories all the time. The sweet elderly ladies, the matriarchs of their families, raised kids or got married, raised a husband, raised a family, raised grandchildren, got everybody out to school, made sure they got jobs, got married, created their families as matriarchs and patriarchs. If you want to pay $100 a week for gasoline, do it. You want to pay $350 a week to feed you and your spouse, if that's what you are, do it. If you're paying $350 a week for groceries, you probably don't even want to know what 5 people or 4 people, because my son and daughter-in-law support our grandson, and Don and I are here as basically a family within a family. You don't want to even think about what this house spends. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like Jen said yesterday, and started to say yesterday, and then I blew up on, we're a capitalistic country. I understand. Take a corner, take an intersection anywhere in the United States, put 4 of the same businesses on each corner. Doesn't matter. It can be a gas station, it can be a grocery store, it can be an automotive repair shop, it can be a Chromebook store on each corner. They are going to probably unite and set the highest price they can get for whatever it is they sell. Then when they realize they're not selling it anymore, maybe the 4 of them will lower it down a little and see if it sells. Then maybe eventually they'll find a price that they're still making a profit at. I mean, you do have a right to make a profit. But if a gallon of 87 octane is costing $3.10 a gallon where you are, because that's what it seems to be in most of the stations right now here in beautiful Fleming Island, then that's what you're going to sell it for. But eventually someone's going to come along and say, hey, I can sell it for $1.75 or $2. And they will. And they're still making profit. And I don't need the president to say, oh, I'm going to step in and look at price gouging. Well, Joe, the main reason the oil companies are raping us for every penny they can get is because you severely limited their ability to get oil out of the ground and sell oil. Every broadcaster, including myself, has either said this or been on a broadcast where we've discussed everything you can think of. Your life depends on oil in some way or some capacity. Every single way. Except maybe don't mix oil and water and try to drink it. But you need oil to make the fuel to run your water plants or the companies that make your bottled water. But my bottom line is they can keep raping American citizens for every last penny every single day. And eventually some of them will stop selling it. Because the illegal immigrants, one of these days, somebody's going to get smart and say no and put their foot down and say, no, you can't hire them. They can't live here. They can't work for you. And we're going to shut you down if they do. And maybe that's what needs to happen. Because I'm convinced beyond the shadow of a doubt, even if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz get elected on November 5th, on November 6th, planes are going to land all over this country, and they're going to pick those people up and they're going to get them the hell out of here. Because that's all they needed them for. Or maybe they'll stick around because maybe they'll get them into the military if this thing goes to war. The worst thing the United States of America citizens want is to get into a war with the military. Okay? Because you can't win it. Okay? Maybe you have a supreme militia full of everything I don't know of, but I don't think you can win it. I don't think you can win it. I don't think you can win it. And there's really no reason I see to have to go that far, go into a war. I don't understand why people can't just sit down at a table, break bread, have a meal, and have a calm, rational conversation that includes what everybody at the table wants, and be able to support everybody at the table, knowing that they will support you when it's your turn and you ask for something that you want. And coming here and doing Boogie with the Bull broadcasts, whether it's Morning Caffeine or Tuesday night, Thursday Night Live, or Red Friday Morning with Bill Muckler. If I took this away from myself, life would suck. Life would suck. Life would suck. Facebook would suck. You know, I enjoy very much being an admin. I enjoy very much being a group owner, don't get me wrong. But this is daily therapy. Coming here, sitting here, saying what I think, sharing that with other people, wanting to hear what they think, regardless of how many times I interrupt them in the course of a broadcast or how many times they get kicked off because I can't seem to have more than one person, me, on a broadcast. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe for now I need to just gear it to me coming on and having that 3 to 5 news headlines and saying, hey, what about this? Or coming on with this thought pattern and saying, what about that? Right now, I'm going to do a Xander Gibb Memorial pre-rehearsal. I'm going to send this out to a bunch of groups. And I'm going to name the groups as I do it, because that's what Xander used to do. Xander Gibb, for those of you who don't know, had a broadcast that I think was on at like 7 o'clock, but he was on like every night of the week, 5 nights a week, I think. And when he started his broadcast, he'd fire up whatever device it was he was using, and he'd say, now it's time for the live shares. And he'd share to 15 YouTube pages and a bunch of other networks. And then he'd go down to his group list and he'd go, Patriot Force, you've got it. And I want to hear what you have to say. Stand with Trump, you've got it. I want to hear what you have to say. Red Patriots for America, I want to know what you have to say. MAGA News Nation, I need to hear what you have to say. Donald Trump, the private group with the red and white striped flag and the Donald Trump punched into it in black, you've got it. The Red MAGA Nation group, everybody on Facebook claims that they're the group owner of the Red MAGA Nation group. I don't really care. Today's broadcast is in the group. Freedom Fighter, you've got it. Conservative Freedom Defenders goes out. My good friend Art Sessa. Daily Prayers. Art is one of the best admins on Facebook I have ever worked with. He's in several groups. He's an admin in as many groups as I am that I can add him to. Gets up very early in the morning, takes his walk, goes home, takes a shower, has his coffee, sits down, and probably spends more hours on Facebook in the course of a day than I do. And that's hard to do because I spend about 18 hours a day. Boogie with the Bull, Uncensored Group, you've got it. United Patriot News, you've got it. Hawk for Freedom, Florida, you've got it. Silence is a Crime, where I'm an admin. Silence is a Crime, also, where I'm a crime. Where the crime is, I'm an admin. You have it. Street Fighters, you've got it. Let's see. They Indict, We Unite, Stand with Trump, you've got it. Fonda Blair's Trump's New Generation, you've got it. The World United as One Against Government Overreach. The World United as One Against Government Overreach. We're dealing with a country here in the United States. Our government's overreaching every day. I don't understand why we don't have 6 billion members in that group posting everything that's going on every day. Trump Times, you've got it. MAGA One Radio, you've got it. And I think I'm getting near Trump Truth Seekers, you've got it. I have to look for, I'm going to just slam it into a few others as I go. I have to look for a few others because unfortunately Facebook puts the newest groups you join at the bottom. But and if I'm not sending it into your group, when I'm doing a broadcast that you want to hear, let me know. And if I am sending it into your group and it's a broadcast you don't want to hear, let me know. I'll either do what I can, change it so that you want it in your group, or I'll have to deal with trying to find someplace else. But, I'm here. People I know are here every day on Facebook and on YouTube because that's the easiest places for us to be right now, Facebook and YouTube. And try to get it out to as many people as possible. I always have a seat at the table for another person as long as the Chromebook is allowing it to happen. I am going to say this, and I really don't want to, but I'm going to. If anyone has a gently used Chromebook 2 or higher, I believe, 2 or higher, because they are the newest Chromebooks right now, 2 or higher. And if you have one and you tell me the version of Chrome, I can confirm whether or not it is still supported. And you are willing to donate it to the broadcast. If you ship it out to me, I will reimburse you the cost of shipping. I will say your name and acknowledge your generous gift as many times in the broadcast as I can until you tell me not to. Because right now, like I said, this Chromebook, which I love dearly, this Chromebook is not able to do the job anymore. If you have a Windows 10 device, I have to confirm that it's still being supported as well, that you're not using. We can take one of them. Not really interested in desktops because it will cost too much money to ship them out here or get them here. I'll figure out some way of showing my gratitude because I won't have to come on here every morning and complain about or show you how difficult it is to do what we do. I want to get to a day where all we do is we go live. Everybody's linked. Everybody's in the studio. We go live and we just have fun, have a good time. We laugh, we joke, we cry sometimes. We talk to America in the live chats on my profile and over on Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, and go about our day. And the next time we come together and we laugh and cry and do whatever, the same way. Some people are saying to me they don't want to hear from people on the broadcast who don't believe that Trump is going to get elected, and if he does, that he's not going to make it to the White House. My belief is anybody has a right to come on to Boogie with the Bull broadcast and say whatever it is they feel about something we're talking about on the broadcast. I don't have to agree with them. You don't have to agree with them. You have a right to question them from the live chat, or if you're on the broadcast, you have a right to question them. But at the end of the day, at the end of the broadcast, when we turn it all off and we all go our separate ways, I just ask the people that watch, think about what you heard, what you watched, who you heard it from, where your head is, do some thinking, and take the action that you think you need to take. Okay? I can't be out every day traveling all over America like other people can, show you what's going on in New York, show you what's going on here, show you what's going on there, attending Trump rallies, standing outside of Harris events with Trump signs. I wish I could. If you do that every week or every day somewhere, even if you have to aim your phone camera at your face, if the Chromebook will let you on, let's do it and let's talk about it, because maybe you will motivate people to do it everywhere else. Same thing. You're having your own rally. I wish I could be there. I get invites all the time. I wish I could be there, but unfortunately I can't. If we can get a live link that I can come in on live, I will come in live. I'll even wear a shirt and tie or rent a tuxedo if I have to. I did shave. But we all can only do what we can do. As my dad would say, don't sweat the little stuff. And I'm sweating the little stuff because I don't know if technology is going to work. I don't know if other people are going to be here. Sometimes it's easier to just start the Ramble Fest and Tangentry and make sure I stay focused and cover whatever it is we need to cover. Good morning, David Novar. All I can say is good morning, David Novar. But I can't say David Novar is a smart computer guy. That's all I can tell you is that David Novar is a very smart computer guy. I've asked him a lot of questions, and to date, probably done something completely different than what he suggested. But that's just me. I don't like to be told what to do, but David is a smart guy. I appreciate the help we have gotten from him over the time he has watched the broadcast. But anyway, it's 11:07. We started at 10:10, so in the final 3 minutes, Boogie with the Bull broadcasts are typically described as politics and whatever comes out of our mouths. So today, you got a full plate. Everything came out of my mouth. Some political, some personal, some whatever. I understand that everybody is not having the best experience right now as an American citizen. I understand that some are having the best experience. I'm going to throw this one out only because I didn't have a chance to throw it in last night. How many people think the pharmaceutical companies are not paying attention to COVID vaccines right now and or are continuing in name COVID vaccines right now, but are pumping up and getting some kind of monkeypox arm candy ready for you? And take this one from me and think about it however you wish, because if Facebook and YouTube don't like it, they could end the broadcast. StreamYard won't, but Facebook or YouTube could end the broadcast. I forgot what I was going to say, so give me a minute. Yeah, what I was going to say is everyone is worried about the shot and whether or not it's a vaccine or not, and what's in it and what isn't in it. If you subscribe to the theories, the original theories that you were able to read on coronavirus 19 or coronavirus depopulation 2020-2030, it's 2024, so we have about 6 years left, if you want to look at it that way, for them to achieve their goal, which was to rid the world of, I don't know, something like 500 billion people, or 500, yeah, I don't know. Crazy numbers. So maybe it's not any kind of a vaccine. Maybe it's arm candy to start doing things to your body. I honestly don't know. Maybe there is some truth to some people that got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the one shot and the one shot booster. Maybe they got a placebo. I don't know. That's what I got. I don't think it's responsible for anything that I took because my nose is always stuffed. I'm allergic to just about everything, including pollen, anything that generates pollen, dust mites, all of that. So my nose is always stuffed. But one brand of pharmaceutical didn't work. Claritin over the counter really isn't working. So maybe it's the same idea with whatever arm candy they tell you. If you got the COVID-19 vaccine and you're still here, praise God. If you are up in heaven and you're not here and you got it, I don't know. And we probably will never know. Anyway, it's 11:12. So we've done our hour. The next Boogie with the Bull broadcast is tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Provided the Chromebook works, we will try to have me and two others on. We'll get everybody in the studio before we go live and make sure the three of us, whoever the other two are able to connect. Or if it's one, just make sure that the other one can connect. And we will start as close to 7 p.m. Eastern as we can and go till about 8:30. And if you want to be on a broadcast, maybe that's the best way to go about it right now. Right now, when as it seems, the Chromebook can really only handle me and one other person. If you want to come on one morning or you want to come on one evening and tell the world what you think, well, maybe you and I can come on and have a robust conversation about it. Not promise to be gentle. And if I yell at you, you have every single right to turn around and yell back at me. I think what I'm finding is, like I said, is that the viewership at 10 a.m. is low just because it's not a good time for people to be on. And if we took all of the energy that we could put into Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. and put it into Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we might find that we get a little better views. The total views so far, actually last night we had 200 views just as we were wrapping it up, 200 live views. And we're at 283 views right now, which means that Facebook is making it a little more difficult, I think, for people to see it as a podcast. But anyway, 283 total views for Tuesday Night Live with Randy, Jen, and I. And right now, about 15 people watching here on, well, actually, sometimes it'll go up if we do that, bring it back in and really really readjust the page. 25 people are watching right now. Maybe it's better that we move it to Tuesday and Thursday evening. And people let me know. People let me know. Please let me know, because I enjoy doing them, and I enjoy doing them at different times of the day and try to have a slightly different focus at different times of the day. And if you're in a group, I usually send it to conservative, patriot, Trump, MAGA, America First type groups are the ones that I aim for. If you're in a group and you see the broadcast in your group and you're an admin of that group and you want to come on and you want to talk about your group and discuss what's going on from your point of view, you let me know. And worst comes to worst, it will be you and I on the Chromebook. As best as we can, I will give you your opportunity. And to the groups that have made me an admin recently, I love it. I love it. I love it. And as I come in, usually when I come in as an admin, I watch to make sure that new member welcomes are being done on a regular basis. I don't put them into admin assist, because then the other admins get upset that all of a sudden I'm sending them. So I will write them myself. And that post, that new member welcome post that you see me posting in groups where you've made me an admin, I use that everywhere I've got it memorized. I write it by hand. But that's what I do. And then I look to make sure that potential spam posts are getting approved as quickly as possible or declined as quickly as possible, because, yes, some of you do have to be declined. But those are dealt with on a regular basis. And then about the only other thing is watch the invited members list. And anyone who has been over on that list over a week gets removed. And we try to get it down to where the invited members get a week. You really don't need more than a week, because all you can do in a group as an invited, all you can do in a private group as an invited member is read the news feed. You can't comment on posts, you can't post, and you can't invite your friends. And if we invite you into a group, it's important to get you into that group, and we want you to invite your friends. We want you and your friends to be active in the group the group news feed. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. Thank you for sharing a cup of caffeine on Hump Day. Make sure you go out and enjoy the outside world wherever you are today. Call your mother, call your sister, call your brother. Look up in heaven and talk to your dad or your mom or other relatives who are up there, and make sure they're okay and you're okay. And just remember, the important thing is to be registered to vote and vote. It doesn't matter to me who you vote for, just register and vote, and vote for who you think is going to do the best job, whether it's Kamala Harris and Tim Walz or Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. I hope you vote for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, because Kamala Harris does not have the business understanding and abilities that Donald Trump has. She doesn't have the 4 years as president that he has. She has 4 years as vice president, and I still don't know what she's actually done as vice president, because we obviously have a president who has been under some sort of dementia for probably the entire 4 years that he's been president. As I said at the beginning, our border wall, our southern borders arena has done nothing to increase the security at the southern border. But anyway, I don't want to keep going. I think we've said enough and covered most of it. I want to take one more look before I go. Whoops, that's not right. I want to take one more look before I go and see if we can get a Update. 29 people watched this morning Boogie with the Bull Wednesday morning caffeine live. Take it and share it in your groups if you want. Don't take it and share it in your groups if you don't want. Today, like I said, because it was just me and I kind of rambled off and on about a little bit of everything, you might not want it in your group. If it's in your group and you don't, and you're the admin or moderator and you don't think today's belongs in there, please feel free to delete it. But then write me a message if you do delete it from any groups and let me know why you're deleting it. Tell me what I should have spent time discussing today instead. I kind of needed to do the Ramble Fest and Tangentry today to kind of calm me down so that I can get back into what is really important in this world and get the fact that technology on my desk makes it harder and harder to do. Maxwell House iced coffee with the great value chocolate and caramel flavoring added to it with Fleming Island Municipal Water and I think it was done in a 1 cup Keurig. So anyway, like I said, if you have a gently used newer Chromebook that is still supported, or you have a gently used Windows 10 machine because they're built a little bit more solid, that you might be interested in donating, message me. If you're in the Fleming Island, Florida area, we can meet in person. And as long as it looks to me like it does what it's supposed to be doing, we would be very happy with the donation. God forbid any of you still have Android tablets. I could use 2 8-inch Android tablets. These are the on 8-inch tablet. I could use 2 of them. And they're not expensive, but I could use them. The studio idea is going to start being played upon over the next couple of weeks as we get access to the new bedroom studio and try to put together something that we're not going to have to come on and cry about all the time. And that's about all I got to say. Double B's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is coming to an end. You've been watching Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Wednesday morning caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. And anyone is welcome to take any part of a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and include it in their broadcast. I do support fair use. However, if you're not going to use it for fair use and you're going to use it to trash talk me, at least allow me the privilege to be on your broadcast when you trash talk me so I can defend myself. Because everyone knows that my excuse is I have dementia. Anyway, David Navarre, thank you for watching. Michael Anthony was watching in the on my profile, but not in the live chat. And anyone else who was watching anywhere on Facebook, send me a comment on how you think today's broadcast went. So we'll hit this double B for victory. This Boogie with a Little broadcast is going to come down to an end. We'll slide into it one more time. And we